78774 on behalf of the people.
And on behalf of Mr. Sweeting?
Your Honor, my name is Randall Lewis, P46134, on behalf of Mr. Sweeting.
And I also have Mr. Sweeting on here. He's been on the call for a minute. Have you had an opportunity to speak? What are we doing with this case?
Mr. King and I at this time are requesting a final pretrial, and we did make some headways in our discussions today. He needs some time to speak with the alleged victim, and we think that we'll be ready to proceed at the next court date. Very
accurate.
I have a phone number for Mr. Sweeting. I don't have an email address. Mr. Sweeting, can I get an email from you? You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, it's ASWEETIN82@gmail.com.
Was that 82?
82, yes.
Perfect. This is going to be set. It actually will be back in front of Judge Oakley on November the 19th. I don't have a time. Heather will send you out a time, and it'll be on that date. Does that everybody understand?
Got it. So it'll be on the 19th, and we'll get a notice for the time.
For the time, correct.
Okay.
And it'll be another Zoom just like this.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right, you're all set for today. Bond conditions are continued.
Nice to see you, Your Honor.
Nice to see you too. On Mr. Sabuda, who's on, we're waiting on his attorney, Mr. Natman. On Mr. Wiley, who's on, Mr. Wiley, is your attorney Mr. Moon? You have to unmute yourself, Mr. Wiley.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is it Mr. Moon? Okay, we're waiting on Mr. Moon. We have Miss Woodson. I'm gonna go ahead and call that case. It's Ramon Gray, or is it, what's your client's first name, Miss Woodson?
Andreas
Gray. Mr. King, on that case.
Let me grab the file, Your Honor.
I'm doing the same thing. And then Mr. Murray, I'm gonna grab Harrington and Zabanzik. We waiting on both of those defendants.
Thank you.
It appears I may have grabbed the wrong Gray file. Bear with me while I look it up in the online system.
And Your Honor,
Yes.
just so you know, both of my clients are here physically present.
Okay, then we'll do you next.
All right.
No, Mr. King, you probably didn't. This was originally an exam, a felony, and it looks like Judge Oakley dismissed the felonies and scheduled it for a pretrial on count 3, which was the domestic. There were 2 counts of CSC 3rd degree that were dismissed.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. So at this point in time, the people are appealing Judge Oakley's decision regarding the dismissal of the CSCs, and we're requesting a stay of the misdemeanor case pending the outcome of the appeal. The case has been assigned to one of the 3rd Circuit Court judges. My appeals department is handling the case. They actually physically have my file, which is why.
Comments, Ms. Woodson?
I would just say the matter was the 2 years covered this June.
You know what? I cannot hear, you're cutting out. It's a terrible connection. Try again.
Okay, I see it at the same proceeding run. I've met CC for dismissed in June. And today saying you don't have anything from the department other than all of their intent file.
You know what? Your connection is so bad, we can only hear like every other word. Regardless, I understand you may object, you may be requesting to proceed, but since this is on appeal with the prosecutor's office, I'm going to grant their stay pending the appeal. And when we hear from Circuit Court, we'll reset it and we'll notify you, okay?
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Woodson, thank you very much,
Okay,
and have a good day.
Thanks, you.
And then, Mr. Murray, which case did you want to do first?
We could do Zupanic.
Perfect. People versus Jared Sapanic, on behalf of the people?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. I can say that now. We're afternoon.
Yeah, no
Larry
kidding.
King, P 78774, on behalf of the people.
And Your Honor, good afternoon. James W. Murray, P 48047. I represent Mr. Zupanic, who is present to my left.
And Mr. King, is there an offer on the table with Mr. Sapanic's case?
Your Honor, if the defendant was to plead to the domestic violence, the people would agree to sentencing under 7694A of the domestic violence diversion statute. We'd agree to 12 months probation with batterers, classes, and no contact with the complaining victim.
Mr. Murray, what's your client's preference?
We would like to consider that offer. I have spoken with my client about that kind of possible settlement. He's not ready to take that today, and there's some more information that Mr. King needs.
Then I'll adjourn this pretrial to the November 19th date. It'll be in front of Judge Oakley. Mr. Murray, you know what? I'm going to go off of the live stream.
Okay.